Just stop. Shit. Hey, y'all. Welcome to Giraffe Balls. It is I, your Uncle Jeff. How's your Friday? Hoping everything is good. Gonna get this show cracking right out the gate. I'm a little depressed right now because as I was getting my tea ready for tonight's show, I decided to turn on YouTube downstairs on my television, only to find that for some reason my mix getting to you guys sounds like ass. And I've got to fix that because I promise you my music sounds so much better than apparently what you guys are getting. Holy shit. I am so sorry for that mix. I am going to work on that shit. I swear to you. I think I'm down low on you. How's that? That's better? Looks better. There we go. There, that looks even better. All right. Again, yeah, we gonna fix this mix because that mix you getting is terrible. Jesus Christ, I don't like it. And I'm back attacking the Battle of the Bulge, people. I'm not even overweight. I'm just out of shape. I need to get back into the gym. So I'm starting hard tomorrow. Let's see. What I'm going to have to do is get another device and set some headphones up in it so I can somehow, I'm gonna have to do some serious beta testing, see what the fuck's going on. I'm doing something wrong here, and I need an engineer to come in here and help me sincerely unfuck myself here. But at any rate, no, Cordell, I did not find my headphones. I think they may have walked away while I was at Dash Radio. I want to hope not. What up, Gator? Peace to the balls, brothers. Peace to the balls. Peace to the balls. Everybody, peace to the balls. Lovely, you on time? Yes, ma'am, you are. Spark One Prime says peace to the balls. Love seeing y'all get together and talk. We're going to talk about a bunch of shit tonight, all very, very Nipsey-centric. So, let us see here. I'm going to come out of this and hit y'all with a little bit of that.
Let's get started.
The truth that sets you free.
Yeah. Y'all should be good.
May also tear your life apart.
Let's see. Yeah. Very good. All right. Now, I'm going to hope that's a decent balance between the music in my voice. Let me know, y'all, if you're struggling to hear me. Tonight's show, Nipsey, Jesus, and the Hustle. Now, at first listen, or at first you hear that title, it may send your head off in the wrong direction. But just buckle up. We're going to take this ride. Matter of fact, wait a minute. Yeah, okay. Here we go. Nice. All right. Okay. What up, Albie? Y'all don't want I don't want anything to be misconstrued that I'm about to discuss as disrespectful, derogatory, or in any way negative with regard to Nip at all. Have profound respect for that brother. What I'm seeing is people are comparing the late Nipsey to Christ. Other people are taking offense to that. Do you understand how you look as a black person? Do you understand how you look? Think about how you sound. Being upset that an outsider, a man unpopular with the government, a man of the people, a man who died at 33 years old. A man who at 33 years old died during the act of sacrifice. You don't see no similarities, or you see vulgarity in the similarities. There's a reason for that. But in order to make sure that I have that reason perfect, I'm going to introduce the first smoke of the evening. Tonight's show is being brought to you by Lemon Jack. For those of you not here, please understand. Here being Los Angeles, that your Uncle Jeff only smokes the best. all y'all. To the noobs in the room. Call yourself out so I can smoke to you, but here's to you. Anyway, now, besides the fact, and I have invited some people to call in to the show from Facebook. I'm going to re-invite them right now. Let me let them know it's going down now. I am inviting the Facebook folk to do a thing. Let me get over here and speak on it if they want to. I'm gonna get them all in here so we can get all out. In here. I want to hear from some folk. I want to hear from some black folk on where your minds are. It's not nearly enough for me to just speak my mind on it. I want to know how you find yourself outraged and why, and I mean what that means to you to hear that Nipsey is being compared directly to Christ, and Jermaine Dupri says he very well may have been if you look very closely, and if you deal with the Bible's timeline. That's kind of big. I mean, it's a big thing for him to say. It's a big thing for him to step out on. I mean, we know he's a businessman, and he had to know that this was going to get people talking about it. I mean, he had to know that. So, some of this may have been strategic, you know. I mean, who's to say? But I don't think he would go far enough into some bullshit that he didn't believe. I mean, I believe he's a master game player. I'm gonna play this joint. It's called Stolen. All right. I'm gonna let that cook right back there. Okay, yeah. He compared this dude to Jesus. A man who came here 2,000 years ago, right? Born of a virgin, and so on and so forth. Now you got black people who are willing to believe that there was a man who came here 2018 years ago, 19 now, was born of a virgin, healed the sick, raised the dead, walked on water, was crucified, hung, bled, died, and rose to sit at the right hand of God. A story told to them by the same people who made it illegal for them to read anything other than the book published under this belief. A book that you can obviously prove has been plagiarized by a people in a time who were no less ruthless, evil, and covert than the people that roam among us today. The people who owned us stole this book and put it together. And we know this. But we will believe that story, believe that this dude that walked up the earth 2019 years ago in the Middle East, never mind, let's get past the part of where, because the Bible describes Jesus as black and white folks made him white, that the black Jesus is more valid. Jesus is black the way the Hulk is green. No. I don't believe that. I don't. That story got too many holes in it that lead back way back. Past us. But y'all want to, this is for the people that make, oh, well, no, Jesus is black. No. Okay. I'm going to put the link up here for you to watch from a movie called Zeitgeist. Just watch it. Now, this is a God you've never seen given to you by your slave master who made it illegal for you to read anything other than a book that told you to love your slave master the way you love your God. To obey your master the way you would your God. Let me find it for you. No, that's not what I want. That's what I want. Jesus. Obey. Something for you, those of you who may not have read it. I read the Bible like a book long ago, but it has been a while. Brought the light down a little bit in here because I want y'all to see this cool ass keyboard I got from Fry's. Okay. There we go. Yeah. There we go. Ephesians 6 and 5. Let's find it. Okay. There we go. Slaves, obey your earthly masters with respect and fear, and with sincerity of heart, just as you would obey Christ. Obey them not only to win their favor when their eye is on you, but as slaves of Christ, doing the will of God from your heart. Serve wholeheartedly as if you were serving the Lord, not people, because you know that the Lord will reward each one for whatever good they do, whether they are slave or free. And masters, treat your slaves in the same way. Do not threaten them, since you know that he who is both their master and yours is in heaven, and there is no favoritism with him. There is no favoritism with him. But wouldn't it be that he played favorites if he allowed slavery? That's some pimp shit right there. God will reward you for being a faithful slave. Which explains a lot of these goddamn Jasper-ass shade tree house coons that go to church. They are subconsciously being ministered into being faithful slaves. And when you think about it, to this system, to go to school, go to college, I'm a doctor, I'm a lawyer. Them niggas. The Hoda the Boko Shah niggas. They are great slaves because the Bible tells them so. But we're way out on a limb. But you're willing to believe that over came up through the hood. Name literally means God will rise. Unified and magnified his generation toward positivity in his death. His entire generation. And though he did not sacrifice himself, he didn't wake up Sunday morning going, this is it. He was sacrificed for a generation. Something I said years ago is that nobody wants to sacrifice themselves for a generation. Well, this brother unwillingly did. He sacrificed himself for the rise of the mind of a generation. Ain't that some shit? And you will see that and not see him as a savior. How many lives did he save just this weekend? As opposed to y'all praying over your babies in Jesus' name and having them shot down like dogs in the street anyway. How many of you unsuccessfully prayed for a gangbanger, a cancer patient? Well, this is the reverse of that. This dude here saved lives, countless ones, and turned their minds around, countless ones. His death, as his spirit left his body, spread over this earth like a virus. The combination of his blood and this technology has got us in another place. All hail, Brother Nipsey. And I'm sorry. And hoping sincerely that I can find a Bible thumper to debate this with. I welcome it. Hey, Miss Jones, what's up? Hey, Nyla, you might have just missed me ruffling some serious Christian feathers with regard to black folks, Jesus, and Nipsey. But, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and open the phone lines early. Whatever you feel about that, call in 310-773-3475. Might I suggest, if you like tea, get a big mug of whatever your tea is. Mine is Earl Grey. Thank you, Aquarian. What's up, Aquarian? I'm about to take a pull for you, bro. Mine is Earl Grey with blue agave. And I pour it in boiling hot, and I let it sit and steep for about 2 minutes. Then I put like 6-7 ice cubes in here and mix them around real fast and get it to where it immediately cools down to where it's like a deep warm, so you can like gulp tea that's almost, however you like it, like wherever the heat is where you like it, where you can stand it. Big warm mug of tea. It's the best. Anyway. Another hey, Tanithia, Dick Gregory did say the second coming is here. Of course, he said that before he died. Yes, ma'am. Very interesting. Oh yeah, Tanithia, that's another thing. Nipsey's mama put all of us to shame with grief. All of us. All of us who believe in an afterlife have just been put to shame. I'm going to tell you why after I take these drums off. Whoops. Wow. That was one of the first beats I ever made. I ran across another file of another file of just stuff that I've had. Oh, please let me be able to find this stuff, because I love this beat. But yeah, I think we really are so detached from ourselves, from our history, from history itself, to not see the very phrase history repeat itself. Repeat itself. Everything has happened before. We are so hell-bent and stuck on the past and this bullshit that our parents fed us because it was what they were fed. Our parents didn't lie to us about religion. This is what they believed. They were lied to. And not by their parents. But way back on that track, your great-great-great-great-grandmother and mine, that's who got lied to. Okay. A call coming in.
Press to answer. Hang up and then call the voicemail.
Peace to the balls. Who is this? Oh my God, what's up, brother? What's up, man? Let me get you right, man. Let me get you coming through the sound system the way you're supposed to be. What's going on? How are you, brother? Wow. Well, man.
Like the topic. Didn't hear everything you covered, but I'm sure I got the taste. I know what's up.
Well, brother, I tell you where, and let me, for those of you who may not know, this cat on the phone, let me set him up. I'm honored, one, to call him a friend. Two, this brother I'm speaking with right now has comedy royalty in his veins, as in his father is the legendary Paul Mooney, and he in his own right is a very brilliant, very conscious brother and comic and a twin. And I'm honored to call him a friend and another goddamn grown-ass man in show business. Y'all, I'm talking to my man, Dwayne Mooney.
You almost got it right. This is Daryl.
Oh, shit. Okay. Now, okay. Fuck that. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Here's the real intro this deserves. I love these motherfuckers both, and I can never tell them apart. So I don't even call them both Mooney. I just love them both. So they're like one dude, one polyamorous, conscious fucking dude. You know y'all could do that screw face shit for real.
Hey, man, I've been wanting to tell you, man, if you get a chance, it's about $100 book, man. It's called The Social History of the Races of Mankind, the first edition. I can't hear you.
You said again, say the name of the book again.
Okay, it's called The Social History of the Races of Mankind, First Division, Nigretians, 1885.
Okay.
It's about $100 book. It's about I'm gonna tell you exactly the pages. It's 793 pages.
Okay.
Right, of small writing. This was written in 1985. There was a study of some white folks that went over to Nigretia, which those of you don't know, Nigretia is one of the oldest names of Africa. If you
Yes.
look at maps before 1970, you will see on the continent it was called Nigretia, and that's where the N word comes from. Nigretia, Nigretians, Nigres, Nigra, Negra, nigga, all the same thing.
Right.
But I wanted to tell you in the book, and you'll appreciate this, my brother. The Tukur tribe in East Africa, they called very important people of the village. I'm going to repeat that. They called very important people of the village, a tribe in East Africa of the Tukur people. There was a few tribes of the Tukur people. Very important person. You know what that word was?
What?
Nigga, nigga. Nigga, nigga. So,
Wow.
if you wasn't that important, you just must have been a regular nigga.
Yeah.
Because if you was important, you was two niggas.
Yeah. Oh.
Unless you was twins.
So
Very
you know what
important
that tells me? I'm gonna tell you to freeze right there.
Yeah.
Although you and your brother are powerful, one on each side, when I put you together, you know what I get? Nigga, nigga. Now.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
Keep going.
This is documented, man.
Wow.
This is documented in the
gotta
book.
get this
You know,
book.
I'm the nigga researcher. So this is documented. When I saw it, I was like, wow. There it is again.
You know what, Mooney?
There it is again.
I don't.
And I loved at the Nipsey memorial service, you heard nigga a whole lot of times.
Yes, because brother, here's what's happening. The black mind is being unchained with regard to health, with regard to wealth. And finally, the word nigga has been set free.
Yep.
It has been set free.
Yep.
It has been held in this shitty water, underwater, for over 600 years, that black people cringe when they hear it. Jasper-ass shade tree house coons have been trying to get us to stop saying it. And you know why we couldn't, brother? It is because that word is in our bones.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Like I said, Nigretia, it's oh man, it's all over China, India, Africa. It's all over, man. It's a word, and we know this, and very few people do, but we've got the research and the documentation. I got a book, man, called The Sacred Word Nigga. Okay? So I do serious research on it, but what people can really relate to is the idea that the country was called Nigretia.
Hold on, brother.
Yeah.
I want you to do this. I want you to do this because with just the information you have given me, I want you to speak, and I want you to speak. I'm gonna let you speak uninterrupted. And when you are finished, I am going to blast you in the face with this blessing that you have just given me, and I'm going to try to do it without crying. Now, you have just entirely blessed you that teaching you gave me out of that book. Nigga has so entirely blessed me on a level that I'm gonna share with you, but I want you to finish your thought first.
Yeah. I was saying that it's a word. You know, we are under the mythology or under the illusion that white folks created the word and then put a word on us that has upset us for hundreds of years.
Sure.
That's because they knew what the word was, and they turned the word upside down, just like the swastika in Germany, where that's an original, a sacred symbol that's equal to the yin yang sign in Taoism or in Asia. Is the whole swastika. That is a spiritual sign that Hitler used the power and made it a negative. You see, because energy is neutral.
Right.
It's what you come behind with, and that's what black folks was intuitively trying to tell folks years ago. The Dick Gregory, the Richard Pryors, the Paul Mooneys, when they use it as a term of endearment, it's not the word itself. It's what's behind the word, and the white folks made sure they put an evilness, a disdain, a ugliness, a negativity behind it with the hanging, the beating, the lynching, every negative thing that they did, they put that word behind it. So we feel the pain of the word because of the actions and the attitudes behind it. However, it goes so deep, the word, because it's already a deep spiritual word, but they bring the negative with it. So we got to wash out the negative and return to the positive. And that's why the Creator shows me stuff that very few people find. Very few people find. Like, I know you never heard that. When I showed my wife that, it blew her away. I said, here it is in writing. Here it is in writing. Because she's the one that turned me on to Nigretia. And I turned her on to this here. Now, now check this out. Hold on. Yep.
Everybody in the room right now, everybody, get a hold of two people and get them in here. Get them in here. Find two people that don't know nothing about me or this and get them in here. Black people need to hear what we talking about. You got a little time, Mooney?
Oh, yeah. I got some time.
Y'all need y'all got, ladies and gentlemen, we are the future. When you watch the future movies, when you watch the movies about the future, you're it. There are movies that were made in the 70s about now being the super duper future. I am talking to you I got people in the room from Africa, people in the room from Germany. We are the future. And guess what? You are listening to the elders speak to you. We have the sacred information that you need because we were the last of a generation raised with any fucking sense. So please go get somebody and bring them in here. Please, please, please. Now go ahead, Brother Mooney.
What I wanted to tell you was in Wallace Bulge, he's a white man, European, who wrote a book. I forget the name of the book, but he's written a few. He's an Egyptologist. Those of you who don't know, an Egyptologist is a person who studies Egypt, or Kemet as we know it, because that's the name, Kemet, which means land of the black people, Kemet. And he was an Egyptologist, and he went into one of the temples and saw on the walls on the hieroglyphics where it literally broke down to Negur, Neggur. Now listen real close. And what it means was the goose goddess that laid the golden egg, Negur, Neggur. Now understand the etymology, folks, when you trace the root of a word, because back then vowels were not used. It was the consonants. The NGR is the root. And you can put any vowel in there, nigger, I, and E.
To add to what you're saying about vowels and consonants, with regard to NGR, the vowels only represented either where you were or when you were. It did not represent what the word meant. Consonants meant what the word meant. And
Right.
NGR everywhere is ruler, king, queen,
Yes.
exalted
Yes.
one, or God. Everywhere.
Simon the Niger in the Bible, Niger means noble. So it also means noble too. So historically, it has a powerful meaning. But back to Neger. So he saw the word Neger, and it breaks down to the goose goddess that laid the golden egg. Now, we're going to do some work here. Okay? Because ancient people, in order to protect the essence, used a lot of symbols to fuck you up, right? To take you off the path of what they're talking about. Because if your spirit wasn't ready, you couldn't get it. Okay?
Okay.
You hear what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Your spirit, your third eye and your third ear, your sixth sense could not break it down because your mind was corrupt. So they just didn't give you the information. They put it in symbols. And if your right brain couldn't connect to the symbols and break it down, then you didn't get the message. So all you saw was the goose goddess that laid the golden egg. So let's break down the goose goddess that laid the golden egg. You ready? All right. Now, the goose goddess, first of all, the goose is just to trick you, so we're going to take the goose out. Bam. So we're going to deal with the goddess, right? So what is the goddess? The goddess is the feminine principle, okay? The goose goddess is the feminine principle. So we English, so we understand. Feminine principle. So we got the feminine principle that laid the golden egg. That laid the golden egg. Laid the golden egg. Laid is giving birth, right?
Mm-hmm.
Laid is giving birth, okay? The golden egg is the sun, right?
Okay.
The sun represents the light. So it's the feminine principle that gave birth to the light. That's the meaning of the word Neger. So you got to go through the feminine. You got to go through the feminine in you, which is the yin, which is the surrendering, in order to get to the light.
Wow.
That's the Neger. Okay?
Well,
so it's a deep spiritual word on so many levels. That's why it's so intense, and people have such reactions. A love reaction, a hate reaction. I don't want to hear that word reaction. I don't want to do this because they won't dig deeper so they can go through the door,
now,
the door of chaos, and touch the light of it.
here is what I think is happening with that word. Let's take it all the way back. And this is what I believe the power travel of that word is about to be. When the European white man first realized the knowledge and came into the knowledge for use as a weapon and turned that word negative, and it began to be negative to us and also be negative to many white people who are ignorant of this. I do not believe them gooba-ass motherfuckers that live in Mississippi and West Virginia know what we talking about tonight.
Hell no.
No. So the word was turned negative. The power.
Yep.
He who harnessed that power, he who flipped that word first, flipped a switch of power in the universe to negative. Now, when he did that, every person who used it negatively, negatively charged every one of us every time they used it. And every time they hung a nigga from a tree, that particular soul was charged with this word, the power with this word, the power you can feel it, the power that you feel when something goes well and you go, my nigga. The power that you feel when you hear a white man use it and electricity runs through your body. That power multiplied by millions upon billions of times being uttered. Nigga, bring me some water. Where are these niggas? How many niggas are you going to buy? How many niggas are you going to sell? I'm going to hang this nigga from a tree. Every single time it was uttered, it was negatively charged into the ground, into the soil, into the people. And now, those souls on the other side, now that we know what that word is and are spiritually unleashing it, we are going to take the power that we utter it with and the power they send back from the other way. With every time that it was ever uttered. And that is what has been opened. People, open your minds. Defend the word nigga because it belongs to you. This is why you recoil so bad. And this is why white people ain't got no business saying it. It is because they must carry the shame of the 500 years of their ancestors with that word. It is because of what they are responsible for what their ancestors did with that word. And any of them who can use that word in our presence are fucking obtuse.
Well, let's absolutely. Well, let's go to let's take it another level. Let's go to India. Well, we know India. The first people of India were the Dravidians, the dark people, the niggas. There, you know, you heard of the word Kundalini energy, right?
Yeah.
Okay, Kundalini. You know, again, we're in the Bible because I thought that's what made me call up the show. Because you see, Bible, Jesus, and Nipsey. In the Bible, the serpent is a bad guy. Okay, he's the one. The serpent is the one that supposedly made, you know, in the myth, convinced Eve to eat the apple and so on and so on. So, and then in the Bible it says one thing that the serpent is representative of the devil. Then another thing it'll say you got to be gentle as doves and wise as serpents. What's that duality? Okay, that what first you said it was evil. Now you say be wise like servants. Can y'all make up your mind? So let's go to India. Kundalini. You know, the Kundalini is represented at the bottom of the spine is the coiled serpent. Once that energy is released, the energy moves up the chakras, the energy centers, or in the Bible, up the ladder, the upper room, into the crown chakra, right?
Okay.
From the bottom, the base, the feminine moves up to the masculine, which is the crown. Boom, you become enlightened, right? That's the Kundalini.
Right.
You know what they calling it? You know what they call it in India?
What?
Naga energy. Naga. That's nigga. Same thing. Niga, Nigga.
Anytime you hear that N and the G.
Naga. Same thing. You go to back to Africa. You have the Niger River, you know, which was a sacred river. All it meant was black source. Black, dark, source, nigga. You have in West Africa, God's name. God's name is Ngai, nigga.
Ngai, yep.
Okay, same thing.
Yes.
It's the same thing. The vowels may change or the vowels may double up, but you see the NG is there. You can't deny it. You can run away from it. You can hide from it. You can put your head in the sand, But niggas gonna always be around. That's why it ain't going nowhere. And through the chaos of the youth, they don't know no better. They're just empty sources. They grabbing everything, right? All the energy. And they still using it. When you heard it in that church, and when you heard, at the Staples Center, and you heard his beautiful mother do the, you got to come down to Crash Unity Center, my brother. That got major publicity, brother, rock and roll, because of her. She went down there, right there on the 78th Place and Western on the west north corner is the church, is the center. They call it a center, Unity Center. You'll see right in front 2 big statues of 2 divine niggas, timid statues of a man and woman, representing the balance of the yin-yang, the father, mother, spirit of the force, the masculine and feminine principle, and you walk through the door. Small spot, but that's the spot she talking about. I've been going to the Crash Unity Center for over 20 years, my brother.
Really?
Over 20 years. Over 20 years. Kras, K-R-S-T, is the committing spelling of Christ consciousness. That's all it means. Christ consciousness, because people get caught up into Jesus, which is a myth, but Jesus the Christ. Jesus the Christ.
Thank you. And you know what? Stop right there, brother. Stop right there.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was my whole point.
Yeah.
Is Christ is a, if you really want to dig into it, and help me out here where I might be wrong, but I am seeing the Christ consciousness as a spirit that moves among certain flesh every 2,000 or so years to put man back on the right track.
Yeah. We've seen it with Malcolm, with Martin. We've seen it over and over again, brother.
To where,
it's like Marcus, Fannie Lou Hamer, just the whole black struggle. Christ consciousness. You can call it Christ consciousness. You can call it Buddha consciousness. You can call it Asar consciousness. Basically, it's love, power, consciousness. You know,
sure.
It's just a title. It's just a title, but
and
people get caught up.
I think.
They get caught up.
Yeah.
That anybody can reach.
And I think
anybody can reach if they do the work.
Right. I think there are certain people who the spilling of their blood, the release of their energy, is just powerful. Like there is power. Like you're working against your own devices when you spill the blood of a Martin Luther King.
When there's death, there's really life.
Right.
You see, but we get caught up in, that's why I love what the sister said, his mother said, because it wasn't I want to jump in the casket crying thing. She was ascending, and she was allowing us to ascend with her because she was did you see her presentation, by the way? I'm sorry. Oh, okay. You gotta. Oh man, I got one that they sent me that she said in the car. That's so deep. I'm gonna send it to you.
Oh yeah, now that I saw her in the car.
Yeah.
Where she was. Yeah. Well, see, and I said this about her, Brother Mooney.
Yeah.
Brother Nipsey's mother.
Yeah.
Has now just embarrassed the black race for the last 500 years with regard to mourning.
Yeah.
She just showed your ass. If you, and I say this from this place, if you really believe that there is a better place, and you really believe that the individual who left the flesh is not being put in the ground, if you really believe that, then what the fuck are you mourning for? And she knocked it over the fence because anybody can say it. Here's a woman saying it about her baby who was couldn't die any more gruesome on camera.
Yep.
Couldn't mean any more to his people. A child she birthed and raised, and she said it. Nigga, she showed everybody's draws that day.
Yep. And here's the commonality of the myth, right? He was killed at 33, like Jesus. He served and gave hope to the community, like Jesus. He was killed by Judas in his camp, who snitched on him. Same kind. The only thing difference, Hustle was about that money.
Right.
Jesus was about kicking money. Jesus was about kicking money changers out. And so, folks, now isn't it amazing? Think about it. Isn't it amazing? Here's a young man, 33, who's been basically underground. He just basically really came out real strong because he was nominated for a Grammy this year for Victory Lap. And what amazing last album, Victory Lap. And, Michael Jackson, same way. This is it. Same shit. And here you go with Victory Lap. And, brother, at 33 years old, it's like every day, my man, every single day, I'm finding out something new about that brother. See, my wife told me when the day that Nipsey, we found out that he was died, I came home, she was crying. I was like, baby, what you crying for? What you crying for? She said, Nipsey died. And she told me, because I always knew, I always looked at Nipsey when I would see him, every now and then on YouTube or whatever. I would say, he looks familiar, but I never connected the dot. She told me we used to buy CDs from him 12 years ago when we was living in Inglewood. And I said, that's why I always thought he looked familiar. Okay? So, I'm saying from that history, all the stuff that he was doing, with the underground rap and hustling CDs, but all the stuff that he was getting in business, cryptocurrency, e-commerce, opening up businesses. In fact, that shop, that location that he owned, it on that corner that he owned there on Slauson and Crenshaw, the origin of that is he was, him and his partner was on the lot one day, and the people told him, you can't be on this lot.
Oh, yeah, brother. I know that story.
You know the story?
Yeah.
You can't be here. And they came up and raised the money and bought up the whole complex,
and
man.
Eventually, grinded their way. Brother, I'm going to tell you what this story is. It's the black version of Joe Kennedy's story.
Oh, wow. I don't know that one. Talk to me.
Joe Kennedy, as in John F. Kennedy's father?
Yeah. Yeah.
That brother was a moonshiner.
Yes, I know that.
He ran moonshine and used his money to go clean.
Yes.
And he didn't want his sons nowhere near what he was doing.
Yes.
And put his sons in the best of schools because he came up out the gutter.
Yes.
The Irish Catholics over here, the Irish are the niggas of Europe.
Yes. Yes.
So this concept that and this is again what irks me so bad with our people is our dogged defense of this bullshit that we were taught about others and about ourselves. To be offended, to actually be offended that this black Messiah could ever be compared to this white one.
Yeah. 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 And don't feel no shame about it because we all had the capacity to be messiahs. And he avatared. I don't know if you all saw the movie Avatar. You got to understand what an avatar really is, so you don't get the fantasy or movies to trip you out of what an avatar is.
Break it down, bro.
An avatar An avatar is any individual, man or woman, who is on this planet who reaches the God status. They become God in the flesh. That's an avatar. Okay? That's an avatar, and that's what he reached, because what he did in his 33 years, sacred number, the funeral was on April 11th at 11:11, Figueroa. Okay? So it's got numerology around it. It's got the spiritual story, which that whole story is based on, the Judas story and all. That's based way back in Egypt, or Kemet, with Osar, Oset, Haru, and Set. Yeah, it's the same story. The Set killing, and it's the same story. So it's the same old story, because it's a spiritual story that happens throughout every culture, somewhere,
oh my God.
somehow.
Brother.
All right?
Brother. And I tell you something else. Brother Mooney.
Yes.
I am willing to bet you, because Slauson and Crenshaw has always had a powerful feel to it.
Yeah.
As an area.
Yeah.
I am willing to bet you, brother, that if somebody laid the geographic coordinates of Slauson and Crenshaw down over some ancient African maps,
Yep.
over some ancient African wisdom.
That's a good point you brought up, because that was around the same area that Denny was beat up too, remember?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Florence
Same
and
area. Yeah. Around, but same vicinity.
Not
Crenshaw,
a mile and a half difference.
Yeah, same vicinity.
I bet you, if we start to look at, and yes, I'm about to write a black superhero movie, where a young astrologer puts all the astrological points on the ground. Rodney King beaten. Emmett Till. He puts all of these together. And he is predicting where the energy will be before the next thing like that can come. He can find it. He finds that energy and sucks all the energy out of that moment and becomes something else. And now all the forces that put together, it don't work if he can get there to take the energy first. But he has to take the energy. I'm finna fuck with it like that, bro.
Wow, love it. And I knew, man, I told my wife, I said, when Farrakhan was speaking, he did a beautiful speech. I said, watch him say Nipsey Russell. Watch.
And he said it and didn't back off it.
And then he came back as Nipsey Hustle. I do it because Dick Gregory would have did the same thing, because that's what they know.
See,
that's who they knew.
And
that's who they knew. But it was cool, because what was great about it, because it let folks know that that's one thing that a lot of people always smiled when they saw Nipsey Hustle, because of Nipsey Russell. You see the comedy connection?
Well, that's the only reason it made any sense.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now,
it didn't make no sense other than that.
I'm gonna take it in another direction.
Yeah.
I think it was I'm not gonna say he didn't know. I'll say that
he didn't know what?
Brother Minister Farrakhan, I'm not going to say he didn't know, but I will say that him standing over that space that people have given their love energy to, that
Yes.
geographic coordinate
Yes.
that people have paid such homage to, that this happened, that
Yes.
very spot,
Yes.
for the minister to stand there and speak during that energy.
Yes.
That man
That was deep.
stood and channeled a lot of that energy into a lot of
Yes.
minds.
Yep. 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 And you know, they say the whole block was affected by his energy for at least a few miles. I'm talking about before the death, just because
Wow.
of what he was doing there was affecting the entire environment. And the beauty of it is what I was saying as I was talking about him, all the work that he was doing, you see, and all the love he was giving to the community, because he was actually, you know, a lot of celebrities, they will give money, they will open up something in the community, but he actually came down, worked at his shop, hired his family, put that money together, and was actually down there in the community doing work, and all of the other work he was doing, and his weed shop that he owned, he was growing weed in the backyard.
Sure.
That he was selling in the front. So the dude was just doing some things that was hitting different levels of the community. Who do you know that was hitting different levels? They could not find, man. They could not find a church big enough to hold the numbers of people that wanted to come and see him. Who did we see with Michael Jackson at the Staples, his memorial? Well, you know, that's for big heavyweight folks. Heavyweight folks,
Well,
man.
you know what that
His-
tells you? That I'm gonna tell you what else his death did for me.
Whew.
Is musically, he put me in check, bruh. Because,
Right.
and I strongly suggest that you listen to this group. It's a group called Audio Push.
Audio Kush?
P-U-S-H.
Audio Push.
Yes.
Okay.
Deep Brothers.
Okay.
They-
Audio Push.
They came out with a
Okay.
hit called Teach Me How to Jerk. And then after
Okay.
that, they just grew up on wax. They just grew up. But my point is, with the exception of them and a couple of other young artists, I basically wrote off all hip hop after the year 2000. I just wrote that shit off. I wrote it off.
Exactly.
Yes, Aquarian
Exactly.
Space. Octane is my son. I wrote
I
all
got him.
that
I'm at
shit
the
off.
website right now. I'm right there. Audio Push. I'm at that website right now.
Yeah, you check them out, man.
Yeah.
I basically,
Oh, some brothers too. Okay.
yeah, they bad, man. They bad.
They got their own hoodie.
Their own
Oh,
shit, man. They're independent. They used to be
Marketing
under
material.
Interscope.
This is the game.
They
this
broke
is
loose.
where.
Yes.
This is the game, brother. I'm glad you said that. You said something just now so deep that is showing you white folks ain't got a hold of you. It's over.
Right.
It's over.
Now.
It's over.
Now,
It's over. The only thing that's keeping you stuck with them is your own brain.
your brain.
It's your own brain. Because it's about self-supremacy. Fuck white supremacy. Fuck
Yes.
that. I mean,
Now,
like, I
now
don't even
hold
wanna
it.
hear
Hold on, bro. Hold that thought.
Yeah.
What I was saying was that Nipsey put us, your and my generation in check from here.
Yeah.
I wrote Nipsey off, bruh. Let me tell you how I got in contact, or I got into Brother Nipsey. I had set up a meeting with him through Sam.
What?
It just didn't happen. We didn't get the meeting down. But I was setting up to have all Crenshaw wardrobe for this pilot that I was shooting through Kevin Hart's camp.
Huh.
And I wanted to do I just wanted to get down with this brother. But at any rate, what Nipsey did was by coming out with, when you hear the dope ass lyrics and the shit not just the life he led, you listen to his music.
Yep.
We lost out because we did not buy into Nipsey Hussle, because we wrote Nipsey off as young hip hop. Young rock and roll people do not do that to old rock and roll people. People who are 75 years old still listen to new rock and roll. Why is it that
But that was on. I think that was the veil that the universe put on him. I think that's how he was able to do what he was able to do.
Right.
Ooh, you hear what I'm saying?
Oh,
you know, that was a protection. We weren't supposed to know. We weren't supposed to know because he was doing work, and that could have fucked all of it up. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because the more people know you, you got enemies coming from a whole nother level. And I'm talking about media now, that has another kind of power to take that in another direction. But his shit was wrong. When you listen to his stuff now, I'm like, whoa, listen to the message. He had a combination. He would do a flow where he got something for the street folks, then he slipped into something real conscious, and then I'm like, whoa, this boy was working on some different vibrations and frequencies, brother, that was connecting some dots together. That was his job. That was his job.
Yeah,
not my job, not your job, not anybody else. That was his walk. That was his purpose. And people say, why you talk about him so much? Why are you giving him so much praise? I said, oh, look, I know an avatar when I see one.
Yes.
You see, because I got to give it up. The brother did work. You can't. It's undeniable. He connected a lot of different levels of mentalities together.
Okay.
And very few people can do that.
Question. Kind of on a tangent of this, Brother Mooney.
Yeah.
And I need the people. I need my nephews and nieces in here to understand that iron sharpens iron, and that I consider both Moonies as cats I go to for wisdom, and sometimes with wisdom. So I'm asking.
Vice versa.
Thank you, brother. One slightly wise man to another wiser one, I ask, I'm sick and fucking tired of having to, against their will, convince black people of their royalty. Should I, to beyond this conversation, is it worth it to chop down any anti-Messiah rhetoric about Nipsey that I hear come out of black people's mouths? I really don't care what white people say either way, but black people.
Well, you know, my thing is this. It's like I give you an example. Like some black people will come up to me and tell me, they will say, well, because I'll call brothers kings, like you my brother king. You know, the sisters is my queens. And people say, well, we from Africa, but everybody wasn't a king, everybody wasn't a queen, everybody wasn't this, everybody was. I said, that's one level you can look at it on, but I look at it a bigger picture. When I say king and queen, not only am I talking about that, because I want you to get out of slave mentality, because a king and queen is a mentality, because it goes beyond whether you was born so-called earthly royalty. You was already royalty the day you was born, okay? Because you're the son of the king of kings, or the queens of queens, father, mother, creator, whatever you want to call it, you are already royalty.
Right.
Before the earth, the world makes you royal, you are already that. And then, of course, we've got our royal lineage of Africa and all that. So when I say king and queen, I'm also talking about the best in you. What do we call LeBron James? King James. Who do we say this is the king of boxing? This is the kings of comedy. So you mean to tell me you can call a comedian a king, you can call a basketball player a king, but I can't call you a king or queen? You got to be kidding.
Isn't your body a temple?
Exactly.
Why is
exactly.
it? What I think where I think black people amongst common thinkers where they fail is when to be figurative and when to be literal and how to mix them. That there is no, if you live under a bridge in a box, you will not escape that box until that box becomes your palace. That box under that bridge must become the palace from which you choose to outgrow, or the dungeon from which you choose to escape.
Thank you.
If you do not consider yourself royal in relationship to your surroundings, you will never be above your circumstances, ever.
Exactly. You either king or queen or a peasant. Which one you want to be? I mean, I'm not that.
Bruh, when you see black people, I do not anymore. I will not do the following. I will never again refer to any Bloods or any Crips or any Pyrus or any black gangs as gangs, because that word from Nipsey's death forward is beneath what they have become. They have become tribes. They are tribes, and I do not see the Rolling 60s as a gang. That's a tribe. These brothers are tribes. That's all they wound up trying to be in the first place. Number two, I will not anymore say the word nigga and use it derogatorily.
Right.
That word is holy in my mouth from now on.
Exactly.
And I only use it for niggas like the one on the other end of this phone.
That's exactly what I'm saying. It's like, I'm with the same thing. I don't even say it. I say it with you.
Now.
You know, if I'm cheap, but I'm not running around saying it because I don't need to.
Absolutely.
Now. It's another level for me.
And it's another thing I can't do. I will not. When I am referring to black people who resort to or start with low frequency, base level, gutter ass behavior as niggas anymore. Those people are zombies. They are the walking dead.
Yeah.
Their minds are fucking dead. They do not deserve nigga. Do not hang that on those people. And if they do not wake up,
that zombie robot who took the brother out, brother Nipsey out.
Yes,
that's a zombie robot, brother. I said if white folks did it, either indirectly or directly.
Exactly.
I don't know, but I know just because of the history of the programming. I mean, he could have been a crack baby, man. You know what I'm saying?
Not only that, brother. All he needs to do is fit a profile if they profiling. If they got the best profilers on the earth, all they need to do is look what pool, what wonderful batch they've had to choose from to use for whatever they want to use. They don't just make these informants Do you think that informant list is just for the locals? I don't.
Yep.
And I tell you something
Right.
else, brother. I am not ashamed. I am not afraid of my lack of a rush to pragmatism. These Jasper-ass shade tree house coons kill me, giving the benefit of the doubt to this system of government. They always
Giving the benefit of the what? Benefit of the doubt. What?
they love these Jasper-ass shade tree house coons. Love rushing to pragmatism when it comes to situations like Nipsey's death. They
Right.
love rushing to, this is just a random occurrence that this brother got upset.
No, brother.
When it got
some
exactly.
holes.
Hold on.
It got some holes in the game.
Hold
Go
on. Exactly. But
Mhm.
no. This is what I'm saying. That this brother just got upset. Went and came back, got a gun, shot Nipsey, kept shooting him and kicked him in the head because he was so angry. Then he ran away, got away. With the whole hood looking for him, got away, made his way to a mental hospital. The police, knowing he was armed, did not shoot him down like a dog in the street. They didn't even Rodney King his ass. They Burger Kinged his ass.
Whoa. Yep.
And
took got him a good lawyer.
Yes, those black people who can make that leap of faith. How do you do that in the face of everything that this government has done?
Yeah, I can't.
I can't give them that benefit of the doubt.
They the first ones I blame.
Exactly.
That's my go. They the first ones. A brother like that.
That's the first
Come
place
on,
I'm
man.
looking.
A brother like that.
Sure.
A brother like that. Oh, come on, man. And the economic piece that he was doing was just as important, or even more important than the Sabi piece.
Bruh.
People put it on the Sabi. I'm like, can you imagine? He's worth $8 million, right? You know that, right?
No, I didn't know.
Okay, yeah, that just came out. $8 million. Can you imagine? So not only was he rolling, but he was rich.
No.
Imagine
No. That $8 million, bruh. He about to Bob Marley. Nipsey Hussle is the next Bob Marley.
Yep.
Lauren London got. Oh, bro, she was so gangster. She was so gangster. Oh, I love that sister. She has been thrust into the position of queen.
Yep.
She has been.
She ready.
She has been thrust into the position of queen, and I tell you something else I want you to speak on. Not only is she thrust into the position of queen, and your brother, if I'm not mistaken, might be better to speak on this, but I don't know. But black society has thrown a social chastity belt on this sister.
Thrown the chastity belt on who?
Lauren London.
Oh, I hope not.
Think about this, bro.
But you may have a point there, my brother.
Think about it
hope not.
and how unfair that is.
Very much so.
How unfair.
Very much so. Very much so.
How do you think we address that as a people?
Well, pray for her, surround her. Don't make her what you just said. Don't keep her away from that, because that's a terrible way to think, because that's what we do. We separate Mother Mary, because that's what we're putting on her, from Mary Magdalene. Mother Mary is the chaste one, and then Mary Magdalene is the hoe. But in the story, the hoe was the one who was always around Jesus, right? And ain't no brother in his right mind gonna have a fine spiritual hoe around him and not never do nothing.
It ain't never been her knees back.
That's some mythology right there. But the Gnostics they say, you know, their thing is totally different. They say they was doing tantra, you know, that's sacred sexuality. Him and Mary Magdalene, she wasn't really a hoe. She was a sacred sexual woman, and she had her own tribe of women that followed her. She was queen in her own right, a highly spiritual woman who he was, when he would be inside that pussy, that's when he would have his revelations. Okay? And Napoleon Hill talks about that. Napoleon Hill, who wrote Think and Grow Rich, when you read chapter 11, Sex Transmutation, he talks about how, you know, well, no, he says this on one of his tapes. He don't put this in the book.
Yeah, I was about to say, I don't remember reading that.
He don't put, but read chapter 11. There's some deep stuff in there. It's called Sex Transmutation. But here's the piece. He would say on one of his tapes, I just had listened to the other night, and this how that backs that up. He said that the motherfucking white boy millionaires, man, back in the day when he was doing the research of all them cats, man, they would be fucking a woman and have visions of what the fuck they was about to do and get solutions to their answers to their questions while they was fucking. Okay?
Oh, wow.
Okay? So it's the same thing. So that's the sacredness of the black woman. And I say that to say to have her miss out on sexuality, that's because we look at sex as bad. Here's the hoe over here. Here's the good woman over here. But we married a good woman. We married Mother Mary, but we cheat with Mary Magdalene. In other words, we married a good woman, so-called good woman, but we cheat with the bad woman. Okay? And really, those are just archetypes of the whole woman. The whole woman is really all of it.
Right.
She's queen, she's mother, she's lover, she's warrior, she's all of it.
Right.
We don't have to separate none of it.
And on some pimp shit, I say this all the time to and I think we need to do this, bro. We need to do a point counterpoint because we look at the pimp and hoe thing out of phase, and I think it's kind of funny if we get together on it because here's the inverted pimp vision of what you just said. Now, say what you said. Say what you said first.
About what?
Just now. What you just said about the entire woman.
Oh, yeah, the entire woman. She's all of it. See, patriarchy, when it came across matriarchy, the matriarchy woman, she knew who she was. She knew who she was. But when the man came head to head with her and overcame the matriarchal culture of women because he was jealous of the woman and wouldn't allow her to be, and when I say his mirror, which is much better than the equal, because the equal can get confusing because she's equal, but she's equal in her own nature. I mean, woman is woman and man is man.
Right.
We not, we got to really be distinct about that.
Okay, that's far enough. That's far enough.
Yeah. So here you go.
When you were talking about the woman,
let me finish the archetype piece.
Okay.
The full woman. So when they came to this woman, what the patriarchy did, and he put it in his religion. He separated. He put the woman, the mother, chaste woman, the Virgin Mary, right? That's supposed to be the pure, clean woman. And the one that fucks is supposed to be the dirty woman. But yet, the man always wants that pussy, okay? So they took it out of the man, the spiritual man being born out of the woman, from a man putting his dick in there. They made it an immaculate conception because they took it out of the dick and the pussy. They tried to take the sacredness out of straight old get down fucking. Okay?
Right.
So they said, no, that's dirty. Let's have an immaculate conception. So that's what made me think it was some gay shit. Cause how you gonna take the dick out the pussy, make it immaculate conception, unless they going back to a time, which I believe is very possible because you have mammals in the ocean who can literally have babies without the man fucking them.
Right.
Okay, so that may have been a thing in ancient times that women can do. It's like Dick Gregory told me. He said the planet was full of women at first, then one fell from grace, turned into a man, and the rest is history. So, you know.
Oh, that's hilarious.
But there's something to that, because if anybody was first, it was either the man and woman came together, or the woman came by herself and gave birth by herself.
Right.
It's like, it's either or. It ain't no man was first. That's just fucking impossible.
Impossible. I don't see it. And you know what, brother? Okay,
yeah.
Let's just pretend for a second that I think that what you just said is some bullshit. Here's how I'm on some bullshit. If I don't think that the other bullshit is bullshit too.
Right.
How you gonna give weight to the story the other way and entirely throw out the story you just gave? You got to at least think about the two. But what I was saying, to get back to what I was saying, because it really struck me as
The truth that sets you free
a segment, a bit where
may
you
also
break
tear your
down
life apart.
when the man marries Mary Magdalene, or
Mother Mary.
Mother Mary, but he cheats with Mary Magdalene. She's all of them.
Yep.
The inversion, the pimping version of that is, if your woman ain't a freak, nigga, it's you.
Yep.
It's you. Ain't all this, what she won't do, bruh, that's what she won't do with you.
Yep. Because she going to do it with somebody.
And has.
And she get a chance. Mm-hmm.
And yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So what you need to do is not try to figure out how to unlock her. Try to figure out, what about you?
Right.
Is not turning that lock.
What do you need to be for her to open up and do that?
Yeah.
What kind of man you need to be
And that ain't got shit to
make
do
that
with
happen?
naked. That ain't got nothing to do with in the bed.
That's got to do with you being in your masculine.
Yes.
See, that's about you being in your masculine and you being a king within yourself and taking care of your business. Because that's the attraction factor before you get in the bedroom. Because the other stuff, the sex for sex sake can play out, because it's just a lower chakra thing. But when there's all the chakras in our alignment, I'm talking about the sexual center, the willpower center, the solar plexus center, the heart center, the crown chakra, the spiritual center, when all that's in alignment, then the sex gets to mix with love and power. Then it goes to another level. You see, now I'm pleasuring a god. Now I'm pleasuring a goddess. Now I'm pleasuring a king. Now I'm pleasuring a queen. I'm not having sex like peasants.
Right.
I'm having sex like royalty. It's another level.
Now,
it's another level.
Brother, what books would you recommend for us to read
on sacred
any
sexuality?
Of the stuff you just brought up?
Shit, man, shit, I need to write one. This is a combination of thought, man. All they got to do is there's many books, man. Sacred Sexuality is a powerful classic book. Any book by Montauk Chia on sacred sexuality, Montauk Chia, M-A-N-T-A-K, first name, second name, C-H-I-A. He's from Asia. But a lot of this stuff you see on the temples of ancient Egypt. They were practicing sacred sexuality all throughout Africa, Nigretia. They have sacred, they call them sex mystery schools. The part of this is what you're gonna love, man. Oh my God, you making me go into my mental archives. They used to call where the word whore comes from. Okay, let's deal with whore. Whore. The hoe comes from whore, right?
Right.
That hoe. Okay, whore. Whore comes from the word hora. Which is the goddess of love out of Greece. The Greek goddess of love was Hora, ho. Same thing. She was the goddess of love. They made love and reduced it down to just sexuality and then made it negative. Again, it's some baggage shit. I don't care what nobody says. When you take the woman out and try to destroy her and corrupt her, that's some gay shit.
Yeah, that ain't
Cause you gonna be the woman. You want to be the woman to the man. You don't want the woman to be the woman. Just like they doing today, they trying to replace her now, cause she's the most powerful entity on the planet. You know, you got to get in touch. Like I said, what did I say earlier? The nigga, the goose goddess that gave birth to the golden age. The feminine principle gives birth to the light. Not only the feminine is the reflection of that, who is a reflection of you, because she is inside of you. The reason why you attracted your wife, because she's already inside of you. That's why you got inside of her. You feel me?
Wow.
Okay, so now, and you are inside of her. Your masculine is inside of her before you got inside of her. You see, we are one. That's your reflection. That's
right.
The attraction. That's the electromagnetic connection. However, what I was saying about the whore, the goddess Hora or Hora, goes back to, and this is white folks. This ain't black folks saying this, man.
Oh, they know.
This is white folks' research. Okay, they went to these Egyptian temples, man. That way back in the day, and they saw all these beautiful sisters. They said these are the most beautiful sisters on the planet. They were temple dancers. They were they were women of commerce, women of the 64 arts of love and war that taught the emperor in China, when all them emperors was dark way back in the day, that he had the yellow girl, he had the white girl, and the black girl, and the black girl is the one that taught the emperors of China the arts of love and war. She came out of Africa, known as a Huri, who traveled the world and healing folks, and she was called very sexual, because that was a part of the healing, and she was called a Huri, which they said she was so beautiful, they named the goddess Hora after her. Okay, that's where that comes from, brother. And then you look at now take it to another level. You look at the Native American chant, the earth chant is what? Ho. The Hawaiian chant for the earth is ho. Okay, when you see a woman walking down the street and you switch and you see her switching and it's so connected to the earth, you say ho.
Now let me stop you. We the only dumbasses to take all that powerful energy and run it the wrong way.
That's what they want you to do.
And when you run that energy the wrong way, look what happens.
You run it down into the ground instead of up, instead of spiraling up. You see, and then you circulate it. It's the energy that's circulated, because we want to run away from the earth and want to get up to heaven. But the true balance is the balance of heaven and earth, because the heaven is the head and the earth is everything below the navel. But religion teaches you everything below the navel is the devil and is down in the earth. The devil lives in the earth. But the goddess is the earth. They don't get it. It's the connection of the two. It's not one and the same. The physical, the earth is just a physical manifestation of the energy. Okay? But you see the energy of God, the creator, has the creatress in the earth, but running through the earth is also not only feminine energy, but also masculine, just like running through the heavens is not only masculine energy, but feminine energy. And the Kemetans knew that, and the Native Americans knew that. And the Kemet, what do they have? But you'll see the goddess, the sky goddess Nut, Nut, N-U-T, hovering over the god Geb. He got a big, long, thick phallic raising up to her while she's hovering over him, which represented that the goddess can be a sky goddess and the earth can be an earth god. They reversed it because the energy, the other polarity energy, is also running through the earth just like it's running through the heaven. So we got to get beyond the basic polarity. I remember there was a ancient, not an ancient, but his name, one of my teachers, his name is Bowen Lee, Dr. Bowen Lee, an Asian Japanese cat. And he was a healer right back in the 80s, healer. And he told me, I was one of his lecturers, and he said that, see, people don't understand, when you look at that yin-yang sign, you know, the black, and then it's got the little dot in it,
Sure.
and then it's got the white thing that looks like a fish, and it's got the black dot in it. But it changes, then you got the circle around it, right? Well, there you got the yin and yang, see, but you got to understand, he said you have to understand, in the yin, there's another layer of yin and yang, and in the yang, there's another level of yin and yang, and it keeps going. How deep is the rabbit hole? It keeps going deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper, okay, until you touch the oneness. And people talk about yin and yang sign, but they don't talk about the circle around the yin-yang sign. The circle around the yin-yang sign is called what? It's called the Wu Chi. The yin-yang is the Tai Chi, meaning out of the one comes the two. The Wu Chi is the one, the Tai Chi is the two of the yin-yang. But the circle around it is the Wu Chi, which also means the cosmic womb, or, and this is China, man, original darkness.
See, now, stop there, brother. Hold on. Stop there. And I had heard this before about the circle around the yin and the yang, and why on a proper yin and yang, there is a dark ring around.
There you go.
What black people fail to understand is, if you take, I'm just going to take the big three, but you can throw Buddhism, you can throw them all on here.
Yeah, it's all niggas.
Imagine that, you remember back in the day, Brother Mooney, when we were in grammar school, they had that projector with, like, it had, you laid a transparent screen on it, and then it had a magnifying glass that would project the transparent up on the wall. Yes. Okay. If you lay Christianity, Islam, Buddhism, you lay all of them on top of each other. In the center, you will have love your family, love your neighbor, don't kill people, don't steal, do good by others, do charitable works, love your family, protect your family. All that shit on the outside. Oh, listen to me. I'm your Lord. I'm your higher power. Obey your higher. Obey the good parts of your higher power. Okay, that's if you that's in the middle. On the outside, pray 5 times a day to the east. You got to come to church every Sunday. First Sunday, the usher boy gonna be in the dinner in the cook
system.
Yeah, all the systems. So
systems.
Now you know what happens if you lay all those religions together and practice what's in the center. That's the darkness.
Yes.
That's you.
Yes. That's the feminine spirit. Remember, out of the feminine is giving birth to the light. That's out of the darkness comes the light.
Right.
You gotta go through the darkness. That's the feminine. That's
Absolutely.
why I said the original darkness is called the cosmic womb. Wu Chi. Don't that sound like Ku Chi?
Oh, yeah.
As above, so below.
My brother. My brother.
Wu,
Hey,
Wu
man.
Chi, Wu Chi, Wu Chi, Ku Chi, Wu Chi. It's there, man. Look, this gonna blow you. This is two things, man. The folks are they really gotta understand how spiritual they are, because you know the word soul. You know when you talk in India. This is why I study universally. I just look at where the black folks at. I don't care where they are, what they looking, what were they studying. It may be called Hinduism, may be called Buddhism, whatever. But all this stuff, black folks originated all that shit. So I'm like, where's the science in it? So the Hindus, man, Soham means I am that. Soham, I am that. You know, it means I am God, right?
Right.
Soham. So that's a sound, that's a chant. So that's a chant, right?
Right.
Now, you know as well as I know. Now, you being a comedian, most comedians are well spoken, but most people, when they get lost for words, what do they say? Or they'll say So it's a sound that's already in you when your brain goes empty. So you already are that. You already are God, right? There's another one from China that's going to blow you away. It means the perfect balance between relaxation and dynamicism. Now, how do you know when you see relaxation and dynamic? When you see a Michael Jordan, a LeBron James, a Kobe Bryant, you see a great dancer, great athletic performance, you see a great entertainer, performer. You know, they working hard like a monk. You know they working hard.
Michael Jackson, Prince.
Michael Jackson, but they make it look so effortless.
Yes.
That's mastery. What pops out your, remember I said the name, the dynamic that's spelled W-U-W-E-I is called woo-wee. When you see that performance, what jumps out of your energy? Woo-wee! Okay? That's how powerful we are.
Bruh.
This shit is documented, man. I'm not making up nothing.
Well, bruh,
this shit is documented.
You need to tell me, because I'm about to break out, man. It's 1 o'clock. One, please give the name of that $100 book again, and maybe a couple of other books my nephews and nieces can read, and then give them where they can find you.
Okay. The name of the book, brothers and sisters, this is one of many books. This is Social History of the Races of Mankind. Now, you ain't gonna find this in the library. You gotta look it up on the computer, because this is one of them hard to find books. It's written in 1885, and it probably ain't but 3 niggas that ever read it. Because it wasn't even written for them. It was written for white folks to understand, because the first edition was for Nigretians. They did one for Latinos. They did one for white folks. They did one there was different editions, but the first edition was on Nigretians. They went over to that land to study them folks first. And there's some polyamory going on. And there's some polyamory going on over there that I got to talk to you about that was deep. You know, because but that's a whole nother story. It's documented in this book that Tribes was doing. It's pretty amazing stuff. I read it to Dwayne. I blew him away. I said, this is you right here, brother. Right there.
Brother.
So it ain't nothing new, man. All this shit ain't nothing new, man.
Well,
it's
I tell
already
you what.
Existed. It already existed.
If you ain't doing nothing tomorrow night, you can call back.
Okay. Okay.
Man,
So that's one
let
book.
my spot be a spot of light to get out.
Yep. Yep. That's one. That's one level of it, and another book is in Montauk Chia's Sacred Sexuality, the Tao of Sex for Men, and then there's a Tao of Sex for Women. Both of them are written by Montauk Chia. Montauk Chia, and I have some more books for you all tomorrow evening, and then we can do some work, and then we want to talk about how we can create this wealth too, and follow up with what Nipsey was doing,
Sure.
and how we can help each other. But you can contact me, of course, online, Daryl Mooney. You can hit me up, and my phone number is 213-357-0970. 213-357-0970, and go to my landing page, Mooney Business and Bank, Mooney Business and Bank, Mooney Business and Bank.com. Watch our 12-minute video, how we're financially empowering community, and we can do the same thing for you, get you some money. We got different financing from the bank going on right now for people that who work. We got money, whatever if you make $30,000, we can get you $60,000. You make $100,000, we can get you up to $200,000. Just show us some 2 years of W-2s, have a 50% ratio on your credit cards. You in. I've got a program that'll get you a whole new 9-digit number that doesn't affect your personal credit score and get you money, $25,000, and then in 6 months you manage your money right, get you another $50,000 to $100,000 every 6 months. Then I got my regular 700 credit score program. So we got different things. We got day trading. We start our real estate investing April 26th and 27th. That tomorrow night we'll talk more about that. I want to invite you all to free on Friday night in Los Angeles, Culver City. So we got a lot of things going on because we got to be eclectic, brother Jeff, and you know that. Not only can we entertain, but we can empower a community financially. We can uplift each other psychologically. We got historical documentation, spiritual documentation, veganism, and you saw the mama push the veganism.
Yeah.
I know you love that shit. That was, you didn't see the speech. You got to see the speech
Man,
that
I'm
she
finna
did.
check it out right now. But
You got to see the speech she did. She told, I want everybody to be a vegan.
Brother, I'm telling you, it's spread. The love is spreading like wildfire. I'm just happy to be alive to see it.
Yeah.
I think it's in time for those of us who wake
people
up.
talking about that one shooting that has to happen after the effect. 100,000 people, a 25-mile drive through the hood, and you got only one shooting. That's a fucking miracle.
No, brother, look, we gonna get on that tomorrow night, all right? Until then, in love, as I tell them all.
Okay, brother Jeff. Hey, man, it loves you on the program. I'm so
Thank you.
honored and proud to know y'all, man.
Thank you, brother.
I remember seeing, man, I'm so happy to see y'all on TV like that,
and it's only
man.
gonna get better, brother.
I love it.
All right, man.
I love it. Y'all, okay, brother.
Now get the fuck off
the
my
same
phone.
time tomorrow.
I got to hang up on somebody and a friend of mine. In love. I love the Moon twins, man. Both of them, Dwayne and Daryl. Deep dudes. Told y'all. All right. Love, y'all. It's time to love. Time to get ready. Some shit's coming. Arm yourselves. Plan yourselves. Collect yourselves. But get it right. I love y'all. Peace.